vola anguela o veteronugu, ako itabua. Ako do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, nambando na sere.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambando na sere.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibio ng Bula FM nambando na sere nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barongo nga na Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na sere.
In the news tonight, flying Fijians team named for World Cup opener. Families wish to see son play at World Cup comes true. And Fiji launches its new e-passports.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Flying Fijians coach John McKee has named a star-studded backline for their opening Rugby World Cup match against Australia on Saturday in Japan. Frank Lomani and Ben Volavola will be supported by Kini Murimurivalu at full-back, and a backline that is set to ignite. Lepani Mboti and Waisena Adelevu in the centres will have the electrifying duo of Semi Randrandra and Chosui Tuisova on the wings, which is sure to raise all eyebrows in the Wallabies camp. For more, we join Aquila Dama live. Aquila, we have not seen such a dynamic backline in a very, very long time. Sure to give any opposition goosebumps, isn't it?
It'll be more than just goosebumps, Jackie, but just by looking at the lineup itself, it looks more like a Hall of Fame, to be exact. But looking at the team, 6 players that made the starting 15 in Fiji's last Rugby World Cup match against Australia, 6 of them will start again on Saturday against the Wallabies as well at the Sapporo Dome in Sapporo, Japan. Also, looking at the lineup, 2 players who were born in Australia will run out for Fiji as well. They are Kempisi Maafu and Ben Volavola. And also at 35 years of age, Vereniki Ngoneva is the oldest in the team. And should he run out against the Wallabies on Saturday, he will become the 4th player, including the 3 in the starting 15 to make their 4th World Cup, rather their 3rd World Cup appearance as well. And also in the starting 15, 3 Olympians who won the gold medal from Rio in 2016 will run out tomorrow, except for Semi Kunatani, who has been ruled out because of injury. Now the other 3 are Leone Nakarawa, William Imata, and as well as Joshua Tuisova. Now these are the 3 Olympians who will run out on Saturday against the Wallabies as well. And again, Waisiana Adelevu getting to start again for Fiji. And if you can recall, in the last World Cup, he was injured inside the first 3 minutes against Australia. So John McKee has named him in his starting 15 this time around as well, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Aquila. In just his first year with London Irish, Alivereti Vetokani is starting to repay his parents and 2 sisters for all they have done for him. Aquila Dama visited the family at Lomaina South Village in Tokotoka Tailevu and filed this report.
We all wish that he will be one of those selected to represent Fiji this weekend against Australia.
Jolame Turanganingali's wish came true this afternoon when his son Alivereti Vetokani was named in Fiji's Matchday 23 to take on Australia on Saturday. Turanganingali had to fight off the tears today while thinking of his son.
Vetokani is very humble and listens to us, but he loves his 2 sisters, and that's why I like him.
The former RKS student's elder sister just can't wait to see her only brother run out for Fiji at the World Cup.
This week, Fiji play Australia and we are all excited and can't wait to watch him.
When I watch him on TV, there's nothing else but cheers, and I normally shout, "Thank you, my son, thank you."
The family is not only looking forward to watching Vetokani in action at the Rugby World Cup, but they are waiting to celebrate the completion of this 4-bedroom house which he has built for his parents and his 2 sisters.
We are proud of his achievements after joining London Irish, and we didn't know his plans.
Through his earnings from rugby, which has enabled him to build this house, and I will tell him not to forget his dad and our humble beginnings.
Veitokani has been named on the bench for Fiji, but one thing is for sure, he will run out on Saturday knowing he has got the backing of his family. Aquila Vama, FBC Sports.
Some die-hard Flying Fijians fans are putting their money on the team. Local betting shop Grant's Waterhouse has been seeing a steady stream of Fijians coming in to bet on the Rugby World Cup. Edwin Nund reports.
Major sporting events featuring Fiji always draw a crowd, and the 2019 Rugby World Cup is no different.
At the moment, Australia is paying $1.10 and Fiji is paying $6.25. That means Fiji is underdog. And if Fiji got a very good team, I think Fiji can beat Australia in the first game.
As the big game draws closer, people who've never gambled before are also turning up.
With the 15th rugby, there's a lot of new people coming in. They want to place their bets. They want to bet, and we have seen a huge response from the public, and they're inquiring, how to bet and how to go about it.
It's not just the Fiji team pulling in the punters. Fans are also betting on other teams with Fijian players. As games progress in the Rugby World Cup over the next few weeks, sports betting enthusiasts are expected to visit Grant's Waterhouse outlets like this one in Suva and others around the country, placing bets on who they think will win games in the pool stages, in the semi-finals, quarterfinals and, of course, the final. Rugby pundits have given Fiji a 500-to-1 chance of winning the World Cup. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Fiji is now entering a new era of technology as e-passports are being issued by the Immigration Department. The new passport has lots of new security features to make travelling easier for Fijians. With the rollout of the new passports, Fiji has joined 54 other countries around the globe that have already ingrained such technology in their passports. Kritika Kumar reports.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says the e-passports consolidate security requirements at our borders and ease travel at ports of entry.
They contain a new range of security features that will make it much more difficult for people to enter the country illegally, establishing a more secure Fijian passport, bringing greater integrity to our immigration system.
The Prime Minister has stated that security features of the new passports are similar to New Zealand, Australia and United States.
Fijian e-passport holders will also be protected against forgery, identity theft, and passport tampering and reproduction.
The Immigration Department has confirmed those who applied for the passport till yesterday will receive the new e-passports for $72, and those who will make applications from today onwards will be charged $200.
Previously, which is $72 for a new book or ordinary book, and $180 for a replacement book. For this one, it's $200, and the new fee for a replacement book, if it's lost, mutilated, is $400. The onus is on the individual.
This is the third passport for Fiji. There are more than 10,000 pending applications for the passport. The Immigration Department has confirmed they have enough books to cater for the backlog and for those who wish to have the new passport. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Lautoka High Court Judge Justice Daniel Gounder will deliver his judgment tomorrow in the trial of former Fiji Sevens player Aminoni Nasilasila. Following the 4-day trial, which saw 3 prosecution witnesses and 1 defense witness, the assessors also gave their opinions after the trial was summed up today by Justice Gounder. Details with Felipe Naikaso.
The 3 assessors in the rape trial of former Fiji Sevens player Aminoni Nasilasila delivered a not guilty opinion following the deliberations today. 26-year-old Nasilasila is currently charged with 1 count of rape. He is alleged to have raped a 24-year-old woman in Olosara, Singotoka on December 22nd last year. While summing up the case, Justice Daniel Gounder told the assessors that they were free to form their opinions. Justice Gounder also said that the burden of proof laid with the prosecution at all times. He told the assessors that they were not to assume that the accused was guilty just because he did not give evidence. The trial, which started on Monday, saw the prosecution call 3 witnesses. The main witness called by the prosecution was the complainant. Accused Aminoni Nasilasila also exercised his right to remain silent. The judgment will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority has reviewed its requirements for the issuance of permits for the next taxi lottery. LTA Board Chair Vijay Maharaj says as a result of the Lautoka and Nandi lotteries and subsequent redraw, there have been a number of lessons learned. Maggie Boyle reports.
The initial taxi lottery last year left a lot to be desired, with more than 100 applicants found to have falsified their documents.
Yeah, one of the requirements out of these 9 or 10 requirements, one of them was that your household income had to be under 20,000. And we found that over 150 or so people had actually made the false declaration when the income was in fact more than 20,000.
With the permit redraw carried out last month, the board has reviewed the requirements.
Because this was the first one, and this was the first draw and the redraw, and we are going to move to other areas as well. And then obviously we have learned a lot of things as to how to screen the process.
Meanwhile, Fiji Taxi Association President Rabin Singh maintains that there are too many taxis already.
Like what they given in Lautoka, 1,000+ permit, and we have extra taxis around in Lautoka city and Nandis, and we're trying to stop in other districts like Singatoka, Ba, Tavua, Suba to not get overflooded taxis around in towns.
The FTA is taking the LTA to court over the further issuance of taxi permits, with the matter to be heard in the Lautoka High Court next month. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Up ahead, legal aid taps into new areas. And emotional graduation day for university student. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lautoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Legal Aid Commission is looking into the treatment of disabled people who are detained, arrested or imprisoned. Director Shaheen Ali says they've received several complaints relating to such matters and are working with police and the Fiji Corrections Service. Kelly Vatala reports.
The justice system can be a challenging place for people with disabilities.
Interestingly, what we also just received information on was that, or requested information on was, what about those persons who have been convicted, persons with disabilities or special needs? How are they treated inside the prison? Do they have facilities or not? So that's something that we're currently working on with the Corrections Department.
Legal Aid Commission Director Shaheen Ali says they recently met with the Fiji Disabled People's Federation to address the issue.
We've held discussions on getting an MOU perhaps signed between the two institutions and formalize things as well. We want to obviously act as referral agencies as well, where clients are referred to us and how we can perhaps refer clients back to their institution as well, and how we can sort of better work together to provide service to Fijians with disabilities and special needs.
They really need to know, to understand persons with disabilities, because it's not all visible. When you're talking about disability, there's also those that are hidden. And when I say hidden, that's to do with psychosocial members.
The director says a memorandum of understanding between them can allow both organizations to act as referrals and provide ongoing training and support. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The National Anti-Money Laundering Council is currently investigating 3 cases of unexplained wealth worth over $2 million. The task force comprises members from the Fiji Police Force, FICAC, Fiji Revenue and Customs Services, and the Financial Intelligence Unit. FIU Director Razim Baksh says the 3 cases will soon be sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for a decision. Baksh says once the investigations are finalized, then it will be the determination by the court whether the wealth they possess is explained. He also says if the explanations of those with the unexplained wealth are not convincing, then the money will be confiscated.
The first case involves around $250,000 of unexplained wealth, or possession of unexplained wealth, and the other 2 cases involve $1 million each, whereby the the suspects are alleged to have in possession substantial wealth that are questionable.
A hearing date has been set for New Zealand lawyer Rajendra Chaudhry, who was appealing his sentence. The Civil High Court in Suva convicted him for making comments against the judiciary on social media. Chaudhry was found guilty of contempt of court in April and was sentenced to 15 months imprisonment and also ordered to pay a fine of $50,000. However, the amount was reduced to $5,000, which has been cleared. The matter was called in the High Court this morning to set the appeal's hearing date. In May this year, Chaudhry was convicted in absentia of making defamatory comments on Facebook against the former Chief Justice Anthony Gates, Judge Justice Johan Liange, and the Fijian judiciary as a whole. The appeals case will be heard on October 30th. Elizabeth Ravonu looked up to the sky to thank her late mum for her sacrifices, which enabled the new University of the South Pacific graduate achieve the unexpected. The young lady from Kandavu says her educational career came to a halt in the final year of her studies as a result of the untimely passing away of her mum. Ravonu graduated with a Bachelor of Geospatial Science today. Catherine Krishna reports.
A proud moment for the Ravonu family as they witnessed the first person from their family graduate with a degree.
Because I just lost my mom in the month of March, and I dedicate my degree to her. And hope, I know she's watching, so this is for her.
Elizabeth Ravonu says she misses her mom but knows a mother's love never dies.
If I don't go to school, she'll keep pushing me to go to school. Even though if I'm sick or whatsoever, she'll keep telling me to go to school.
Ravonu says she always wanted to study something different and contribute positively to her community.
It was an interesting course, so why not get it?
Her grandmother from Nandronga was also part of the ceremony and stated that the family is proud.
Happiest grandmothers, yeah, and it's our first grandchild to graduate. We're so happy for her.
More than 1,700 students graduated from the University of the South Pacific today. It is also the first time in the university's history that 65% graduates were females. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
And it's business time now with Koroi.
Thank you, Jackie. Coming up after the break, flag seller gear up for big demand. And in growing Fiji, sugar production reaches 90,000 mark. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulalo और हम सब मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1. हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची एफएम सुनता. Gold Town Tava में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The World Cup means high demand for national flags, and retailers predict the same for this year. While many Fijians are yet to fly the flag at their homes, rugby fever is expected to spread as the Flying Fijians face the mighty Wallabies in 2 days. Ritika Pratap reports.
The demand for the flags increased in the days leading up to the Rugby World Cup, and it's not just the Fijian flags that people are buying.
Now, mostly Fiji flags in demand, but we also have other countries, so they're taking their favorite. And also workplaces are having their own things, we have a few people coming and taking flags for other countries because they have a competition in their workplaces. Yeah.
Retailers began stocking up on the flags 3 months ago, as the patriotic fans will be flying the noble banner blue in support of the Flying Fijians.
I will fly in the Fiji flag. Fiji is a very good team. I think Fiji will be win when we play in Australia.
Yeah, I wish to be flying the Fiji flag this Saturday.
I thought I'm gonna win this Rugby World Cup.
It's common for Fiji fans to decorate their vehicles during rugby tournaments. FBC News has sent questions to the Land Transport Authority seeking clarification whether vehicle owners will be in trouble for putting up flags but has received no response, and so you may want to be cautious. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Sanifa is here now with the latest from the money markets.
The US dollar stood tall today after the US Federal Reserve cut rates by 25 basis points. Its chairman pointed out that the move is to help sustain a record-long economic expansion, but it signaled a higher bar to further reductions in borrowing costs. Still, traders of interest rate futures were betting on one more quarter-point rate cut this year. Meanwhile, the New Zealand dollar briefly jumped 0.2% after June quarter GDP landed higher than expected by 0.5%. The increase was driven mostly by their service sector. The Australian economy added over 34,000 jobs in August, beating the estimated figure of 10,000 by a big margin. However, the job additions were primarily due to a rise in part-time work. Full-time jobs fell more than 15,000 in August, while the jobless rate stood unchanged at 5.3% as expected. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Inaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. It was a mixed day for the Fiji dollar as the US Federal Reserve interest rate cut boosted the greenback. The Fiji dollar fell against the US dollar and the Chinese yuan, as well as the kina and the yen, but the Sangamoli rose against the currencies of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand, and also showed an increase against the euro. Prices were falling on the commodity markets. The price of crude oil fell slightly to $58 per barrel. Gold dropped to $9 to $1,491 per ounce, and silver closed down at $17.65 per ounce. In growing Fiji, the three sugar mills have to date crushed 934,301 tons of cane, making around 91,400 tons of sugar. The average tons canes to tons sugar, or TCTS, stands at 10.2. The Fiji Sugar Corporation says the Lautoka mill recorded the highest weekly crush over the last 3 years. At week 14, the mill has crushed 346,235 tons of cane. On the other hand, Rarawai Mill's progress continues to strengthen. Rarawai Mill crushed 28,819 tons of cane and produced 3,099 tons of sugar, both above the weekly budget. And the Lambasa Mill had a moderate week. At week 14, Lambasa has crushed 376,015 tons of cane, resulting in 38,798 tons of sugar being made. That's it from Business Tonight. Sports is up next with Jamie.
Navango Maria, Maramani Waya Manatu Sawa, waiting to Nandi, Yaundo Marataka, Navarro, and Radio Fijian.
Yawa Asna Tili, Yawa Maga Monica. Tondo Barro Vale, Bonardo, Viti Lambasa.
Bula, Nadango Aprosan Garce, Goer Kraki, the Television Navarro and Radio Fijian, Nandomi Vit. Nadango Chani Bukia, Omoni Namusi, and the Talita Navarro and Radio Fijian, Nandomi Vitisu.
Radio Fijian, Nandomi.
Fijians have been named to start for the Wallabies against Fiji on Saturday. Isi Naisarani, Marika Koroimbete and Samu Kirevi have all made Michael Cheika's starting 15. Christian Lealiafano and Nick White will unite in the halves, while Kurtley Beale has been given the nod at fullback. White and Lealiafano have played the bulk of the minutes for the Wallabies as the halves combination this season, and Cheika says their performance has demanded first crack in the World Cup. The Wallabies were officially welcomed into the Rugby World Cup by World Rugby CEO Brett Gosper at a ceremony in Sapporo. Young guns George Bridge and Sevu Rees have been named to start on the wings for the All Blacks against South Africa. Ryan Crotty retains his place at second 5/8 alongside Anton Leonard-Brown at centre, with veteran midfielder Sonny Bill Williams selected on the bench. Borden Barrett remains at fullback with Richie Mo'unga at first 5/8 as the All Blacks continue with two playmakers, while Aaron Smith starts at halfback ahead of TJ Perinara. Scott Barrett returns to partner Sam Whitelock in the second row after his red card in the Perth defeat to the Wallabies last month. Virimi Vakatawa has gotten the nod to start for France against Argentina on Saturday. Vakatawa, who was a late call-up to France's World Cup squad, starts at number 12. Fellow Fijian Alivreti Raka has not been named in the matchday 23. Romain Antamac, whose father Emile was part of the France side that reached the World Cup final in 1999, will start alongside Toulouse teammate Antoine Dupont in the back line ahead of Wesley Fofana, who failed to recover from injury in time. And South Africa will field a strong matchday 23 when they take on arch rivals New Zealand in their opening Rugby World Cup match in Yokohama on Saturday. Springboks head coach Rassie Erasmus has named the same starting 15 and 8 replacements that defeated Japan 41-7 2 weeks ago. The Geotech Marist Eastgate Hockey Tournament has received a $25,000 boost from Geotech Drilling International ahead of the tournament this year. Marist Hockey Vice President Martin Fong says this year is mainly about reviving the sport in the country. The tournament will feature some new teams as well as some returning after 10 years, including a team from New Zealand. 12 men's and 8 women's teams will participate at the 3-day tournament that starts next Friday at the National Hockey Centre.
The focus was around reviving hockey. With the sponsorship, we were able to bring in teams from Levuka, and for the first time we have a women's team that are coming in as well to participate. We have teams from Ba, Mandrondro, teams from Otoka, from Nandi. So all the districts are covered thanks to Geotech.
Angel Di Maria scored twice against former employers Real Madrid as Paris Saint-Germain began their Champions League campaign with a comfortable 3-0 win. Meanwhile, Manchester City bounced back from their shock Premier League defeat at Norwich by launching their Champions League campaign in style with a deserved 3-0 victory over Ukraine's Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, play of the day, the sweet-singing Tongan rugby team winning hearts ahead of their Rugby World Cup campaign. That's it from sports and new media. Later on, Huawei unveils new features for flagship smartphone. Details coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फिजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोचक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फिजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगो लेबू लटोका। रेडियो फिजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नकाफी में रहता है।
China's Huawei has unveiled a new advanced chipset ahead of the upcoming launch of its next flagship smartphone, even as uncertainty hangs over whether the device can use Google's Android. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We can almost smell the sunscreen and crisp sandwiches. Now, why am I always thinking about picnics? Well, I guess it's the weather. Enough about me. How have you been? Hope you are practicing your cheers and getting your drum rolls ready for our flying Fijians. Now to the west, it's been pretty humid, but if you want the best weather for relaxing on the beach and swimming in the sea, then take yourself to one of the beaches here. Eastwards from Pakhawarasuva, after so long, sunshine wholeheartedly came out. And up north, sunny spells is amazing as well, light showers expected. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 9:58 p.m. with low tide at 4:19 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:58. For tomorrow, Friday will be warm with some cloud around, but hey, it's Friday. Rain or shine, everyone loves this day. Tomorrow's temperatures, Nandi, Lautoka, Ba and Lambasa will have highs of 30 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, it will be cool and with a chance of rain in the morning. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In our Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked what Fijian players and other teams will you support in this year's Rugby World Cup?
Remy Bakatawa, who plays for France, would be the player to look out for because he plays a very physical game.
I like Seburis, who plays for the All Blacks, because he's a try-scoring machine.
I'm supporting Tivita Kurindrani from Wallabies. I wish him all the best.
Marika Korimbete, Pala plays in the Wallabies. I just like to wish him all the best for the World Cup.
My favorite place is Sebrus.
My favorite player in other teams is Iframe Bakatawa.
Oh, Bakatawa, Iframe Bakatawa.
My favorite player is Severis.
What are your retirement plans? In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we tell you about some of the unusual retirement plans millennials have. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Flying Fijians team named for World Cup opener. Families' wish to see son play at World Cup comes true. And Fiji launches its new e-passports. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Our poll question this week we're asking, should Tier 2 rugby nations be given more top-level international matches every year? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day is from the Flying Fijians base camp in Japan. Our players have been taking to the Japanese traditions well, and here we see them trying out cycling after a training run. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe, stay warm. Good night.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Form. I studied Suba. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Osnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Makereta from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on